don't have any injuries for you. I think Brett probably maybe a heads up on some of the guys that were rehabbing, but don't have anything there. It's good to get these guys back together where, within these rules, you can work against each other offensively and defensively. It's obviously a non-contact camp, so, but at the same time, the guys can still get quite a bit of work done. They handle it the right way, and they're doing that. They're hustling like crazy, and it's a good tempo. So I appreciate that. Most of all, good for the young guys that are here. Not only to get exposed to the veteran players, but just to see how much faster it goes than rookie minicamp. Rookie minicamp is fairly vanilla, just so they get the concepts down, and then we start adding on to it here. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Andy, just to jump into the offseason stuff beforehand, I mean, have y'all talked to Rashee and had, like, with the second incident, have y'all talked to him and kind of encouraging him?
Yeah, no, we keep open communication there. Yeah, for sure. We just let the process play its way out there.
I guess the same with Wanya and
Yep, same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Andy, what steps do you take as a coach and as a team in order to make sure that these guys, when they're away from the facility, are making smart, safe decisions?
Yeah, well, obviously you stay in touch with them, and you communicate before they leave. Make sure they take care of business. So, but sometimes things happen, and then you got to work through that.
Have y'all talked with Harrison at all just about his comments and what he said?
Yeah, listen, I talk to Harrison all the time, so that's not a thing. I didn't talk to him about this. Didn't think we need to. We're a microcosm of life here. Everybody's from different areas, different religions, different races, and so we all get along. We all respect each other's opinions, and not necessarily do we go by those, but we respect everybody to have a voice. It's a great thing about America, man, and we're just, like I said, a microcosm of that. And I wish, my wish is that everybody could kind of follow that. So, yeah.
He made some comments about the president. Do you expect him to go to the White House with you all and still meet with the president?
Oh, I'm sure he will. Yeah.
And is there frustration that this offseason has had a lot of off-field distractions?
Yeah, listen, we don't want those things obviously to happen, but things do happen, and you work through it. And my thing is, if it's important that you learn from it, and that you end it. So that's important.
With so many women just on staff here and in the building, his comments kind of touched on women in the workforce. I mean, what do you tell them if they come to you with a concern about players speaking ill of, women in general?
Yeah, that hasn't happened. I don't think he was speaking ill to women, but he has his opinions, and we all respect that. I let you guys in this room, and you have a lot of opinions that I don't like. So.
When a player says something that can be deemed controversial, even though some people supported it, some people didn't, how do you help that not become a distraction for this team with as much attention that's on Harrison's comments?
Yeah, sure. The guys are good with that. They understand. I mean, they understand how things work. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion. And that's what's so great about this country. You can share those things, and you work through it. And that's what guys do.
As it relates to the schedule, the clog at the end with the 3 days or 3 games in 11 days, do you get heads up notice about that, playing on different days every day but Tuesday? And then what's your reaction to this?
I don't. They don't ask me. It's the first time in my career that's happened. It's unique. So, and you know how we are. I mean, we don't really care. They could give us a Tuesday game if they want. We'll be okay there too. So, we work through it, and we'll play anybody, anywhere, whatever they want to do. We're on board. So.
Andy, with the new guys, Hollywood, Carson, how they kind of integrate themselves just through these practices and getting all others?
Yeah, so and really in general, I like what I've seen from the new guys. Those two have done a real nice job. You guys got a chance to see it for the first time today, and Hollywood does a nice job out there as a receiver. It looks like he and Pat are developing a nice little chemistry there, and we'll just take it step by step as we go. And then Carson looks sharp. He's picking things up fast, smart guy, and he fits in well. You know, he seems like a heck of a person, and he's good for that room, or good in that room. You know.
Andy, what are you asking of Rashee this time compared to a year ago?
As far as football.
Yes.
Yeah. So, obviously, we're going to increase what he does. At the same time, make sure that he takes what he wasn't doing well last year and working on that. And we try to do that with all the guys. So we try to give him a little bit more, but at the same time, making sure that we don't forget about the things from last year.
Is there one or two things that you can pinpoint that you want to see improve from now until the start of whenever he can play?
Yeah, so he worked through, as you saw during the season, he worked through some of the drops. So we're good with that. He's got good hand placement as he goes through the routes. He's got that feel of where things can catch you quick and where you have a little bit more time. I think the place that he'll continue to work on would be just in space. He has a nice feel for it, but the more reps you get with that, the better you get with it. So the area that he plays in, that becomes important.
What does Xavier bring to the table? What have you seen from him? Was he able to practice today?
No, he didn't practice today. He tweaked his hamstring the other day, so he didn't practice today. But what we saw was somebody that was smart, understood what was being thrown at him, and then somebody that can run pretty fast. And we just basically got through the introduction stuff to him. So he was only out there for a day and a half. So but he got a nice introduction to things.
The new kickoff rules, can he make a difference? Can a guy make a difference? I haven't watched the other league, so I don't know what.
Yeah, you know what? I think we're feeling that whole thing out as we go. Tubbs doing a nice job. We're trying to work on it. You can't block full speed, so it's tough to get a full grasp of that whole thing. But I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure any of us are going to know until we really boot the thing off. So,
With Worthy's injury right now, how are you expecting him and Pat to try to build some of that chemistry when he can't be on the field?
yeah. Well, when he gets back, we'll take it from there. He's a smart kid. He's got a good feel for things. Comes from a good system. He's done a few of the things we've done in college, so he'll just work through that, and I think we'll be all right. He'll get enough reps as we go.
It seems like Hollywood has a good feel for the system already. Are you impressed by what you've seen from him?
Yeah, no, he's another one that's a smart kid, and he just kind of gets it. And Pat and there's so much talking going on, which I look at, and I think that's important. As long as the receivers are willing to listen and then share what they saw, and it's accurate, you normally can develop a pretty good relationship relatively quick as you go. Yeah.
Todd? Coach, I saw they're going to experiment in the preseason with some technology in the ball to spot it on the line to gain stuff. What do you know about the system that they're going to use? What do you expect it to kind of show you?
Yeah, listen, I'm not. I think it's going to be fine, but we'll just see. I'll be looking at that like the kickoff, So we'll see how it works, and we'll kind of go from there.
Is it something that league and coaches have wanted to get more accurate on those? Are you crossing the line or not?
Yeah, I think the coaches and the officials too. I mean, they want to keep it. I'm speaking for the officials, but the coaches feel the same way, that they want to be as accurate as they possibly can. And so whatever technology helps them out, I think they're open to, as long as it's done the right way, and you can kind of keep the flow of the game rolling. They've been real good with all that stuff.
Matt?
Coach, you mentioned experimenting with the new kickoff rule. We even got to see a little bit of that with Justin, doing some kickoff as well. How much excitement do you think that you could inject into that play now?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, there seem to be some options that you can do with it. A little bit like the run game, potentially. There are things that you can maneuver around with. Now, having the two up backs like they have, that's going to be, and then the two receivers, that's going to, two guys receiving the ball. It's going to be, it opens up some options that maybe the other group didn't have.
Maybe an advantage too to have a guy like Justin with kickoffs as being an extra tackler.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. once you get through that first wall, there's not a whole lot past that other than that guy, so.
Andy, Patrick seems to be pretty vocal this time of year on the field. How much do you really rely on that for this, with the tone of these sorts of midsummer practices?
Yeah, so I think it's great to hear the coaches do it, but then on top of that, to have a player that voices himself. When Kels was out here, he did the same thing. You know, he puts it out there and makes sure the guys hear it. I hear Chris Jones doing that on the defensive side. So and Bolden, that's so important. I think that they first of all bought in to what we're doing, and then are willing to share it with the other guys. So I'm sure some of the rookies are looking at it like, boy, this is crazy. But he's going to get you in the right spot and do the right things with it. So
Good, thanks,
good.
Coach.
Okay, good. Yep. You said good week.